Welcome to the Inside Silverstone podcast, a business-focused podcast covering all things tech, engineering and innovation. Hosted by me, Chris Broom, a huge tech, motorsport and gaming fan, and also the owner of Longhurst, a firm of lifestyle financial planners and independent financial advisors located in Silverstone, Northamptonshire. This is a series of unscripted and unpolished conversations with leading business owners, thought leaders and high-tech talent where we discuss their experiences within the Silverstone business and motorsport region. We will also be asking them to share their knowledge, insight and their thoughts on the future just for you. If you're looking to learn more about the Silverstone high growth region and commercially connect with like-minded peers, you've definitely come to the right place. Welcome to Inside Silverstone. Welcome to the next edition of Inside Silverstone. My name is Chris Broom and I'm your host. Today I'm delighted for a third attempt of recording to welcome Darren Sharp from Stafford Sharp Associates. Darren, welcome to the show.
Hey Chris, thanks. Finally, hopefully, we're going to get there.
Hopefully we're in business. I must explain to everyone listening and watching this. So about a week ago, we did a recording. Unfortunately, the sound quality was really bad for whatever reason. So we had to re-record it. And about 5 minutes ago, we started this interview and Zoom had not recorded the first 5 minutes. So
to be honest, that 5 minutes was probably the best 5 minutes you ever would have listened to.
Yeah, absolutely. There's gold, there's nuggets in there which are never going to be shared again. And I'm looking now, I can see the record buttons on and everything. Good. So Darren, with laughter, what a great start to a podcast.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Stafford Sharp. So you guys place talented people with the UK's most exciting tech and digital employers. And so obvious question is, we're in the middle of COVID. We've got the government announcing lots of different things at the moment in September, October 2020. What's going on in your world?
So our world, tech, digital, I suppose like anything, shock, knee-jerk reactions, everything stopped. First couple of weeks, I suppose we were all but redundant. 90% of our business stopped overnight, and I think everybody's did. No one knew how to react. No one knew what to do. Yeah. Only saving graces, we're tech, we're digital. For instance, we're here now, sat doing a podcast, right? So I would say sort of week 3, we start to see a couple of little bits starting to come through our pipeline. So clients starting to upgrade systems, get the work from home environments done right, make sure their infrastructures were secure. So naturally, demand went up. Again, lucky we're in tech. Any downturn in the market, tech seems to take over, comes to the forefront. So
you working on any interesting projects, customers, anything that's popped up?
If you look at a couple of bits that we've done, so we've been lucky, lots within sort of the e-commerce piece.
Yeah.
So one of our companies, good or bad press at the moment, I suppose, is On the Beach.
Yeah.
So On the Beach now, they're Europe's largest online travel broker, unsuperably. The fact that they do travel is a coincidence. They are actually a tech company. So reason that they've done so well, they owned all their own systems, all their own platforms, and they managed to get £40 million investment thrown at them during COVID to evolve their platforms even more, purely around data. So we've been lucky enough, we're involved in that at the moment. So we're helping staff their data platform, this whole new re-engineering platform piece. That's keeping us nice and busy. That's a nice piece to get involved with.
Yeah.
And we got involved with some lovely gaming bits over COVID, which always they're always interesting bits with gaming.
Yeah, the gaming world must have just exploded, right? You've got literally an entire world having to stay inside.
You know what? Again, good place for us to be. Again, rightly or wrongly, everybody's at home. We've got to keep ourselves amused. So gaming did very, very well. Yeah. One of our clients, they take traditional board games, Monopoly, Cluedo, pop them onto online and onto Nintendo DS stuff.
Nice.
We got involved in that. They went crazy.
Yeah.
So lucky enough, we 2 to 3 heads in that, new projects for their marketing campaigns during COVID.
Yeah.
So again, nice thing about tech in our business, we get involved in some nice tech.
Yeah.
Get involved in some nice projects and get to play with,
Do you sort of broach other sort of sectors. So we've obviously got tech and digital, which is your niche, which I love. Is
Yeah,
there
yeah.
anything else that you sort of place?
Well, if you look at sort of tech and digital, it covers everything. So, you know, we've got finance. We're doing projects with HSBC at the moment. They're doing a whole re-engineering platform. We've got guys engaged on that at the moment. So beauty of tech and digital, it crosses everything, you know. You may need someone to come in and fix one of your computers next day. It could be a guy that we've supplied to somewhere at a little managed service company locally, you know. So we're fortunate. We get to see the big, the small, but across all sectors.
Yeah. Good. And so for potential candidates, right? So this is obviously your game. You connect and identify candidates and you place them with your customers, with appropriate employers and businesses. So at the moment, there's going to be a lot of people that have been furloughed that are potentially going to be made redundant, or they're potentially thinking of a career change, or they may already be sort of out of work at the moment. And so how would you, if you've got some tips, maybe a few top tips, how can they make themselves, how could I make myself as attractive as possible to an employer?
I suppose nowadays it's about standing out. Okay, so I can only talk from tech and digital. It's what I know. But again, you know, I think the process is cross across any process of hiring. Everything nowadays has some sort of digital impact somewhere. Okay, so we've got LinkedIn, we've got our Facebook profiles, how our CVs look. 9 times out of 10, they're emailed across. We know, you know, no one sends a CV no more. So it all has to link in. So make sure your profiles are up to date on LinkedIn. Make sure you're getting the best out of your profile. Make sure all your certifications are on there, all your courses that you've attended, but then make sure that also follows through on your CV.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a LinkedIn profile. There's nothing like their CV. Those two should all but mirror each other. If anything, your LinkedIn profile should lead first because it's a digital footprint. Can't get away from it. You should have recommendations on there from people that you've worked with. So connect with people.
Yeah.
Once those recommendations are on there, they're bona fide. They're out there for everybody to see.
What's your opinion on people using personal family photos on LinkedIn? I've got an opinion on that, but what's yours?
Yeah, don't. I've got. I think time and a place for everything, you know. And again, you know, the family bits are important. Don't get me wrong, you know.
Yes, of course.
But there's also an image to uphold for people at work and everything else. You know, there's a reason that we go to work and family life is separate.
Yeah.
That needs to apply for our photos and how we present ourselves. You know, how we dress at home may not be the same as we dress at work. There's a reason. Again, there's a reason for that.
And what about stuff like, as we're talking about platforms, what about stuff like social media? So do employers check, or will they look to check Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, stuff like that? And if so, is that important? And should people be sort of hiding their accounts? What's the sort of situation there?
So rule of thumb is illegal. Okay, shouldn't happen. But the world that we're in today, you can't get away from your social footprint. You know, you can't. You need to be careful what you put online in general. If you're opinionated, that's not going to change at work.
Sure.
So if someone might look at your Instagram or may look at your Twitter account where you've got some very strong opinions, expect to be grilled about those opinions. You know, I don't think you can hide them.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do, because that's you. At the same time, employers shouldn't be making a decision off your social profiles because they're your family and social profiles. But unfortunately, the world we live in, that happens.
It's all out
you know?
there, right?
It is. Yeah. So, you know, I suppose rule of thumb is be careful what you post socially, because once it's out there, it's out there. Someone will always have an opinion that's different to yours. I'm not saying you shouldn't have an opinion. Be careful how it's voiced, I suppose.
Yeah. And what about employers? So, you know, at the moment, there's going to be a lot of talent out there swimming around looking for new roles. And so as an employer, how do I make myself as attractive as possible to get the best and also not only attract, but also retain the best of the best in my world?
We've had a conversation about this in the office recently, last couple of days, funny enough. So how do you make yourself more attractive without people coming to see you? It's hard, to be honest. The fact that I think that you're employed in this market makes you attractive.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you retain staff? At this moment in time, this is the dilemma. It's the conversation that we've been having. There's no there's no personal contact during an interview no more. No one can buy into your culture. No one comes and sees the offer, goes, that's lovely. Do you know what? You're going to sit next to Natasha. She's there. She has a chat to you. You get on. That's all right. You know, you'll love this. Look, instead of going down the stairs, you can go down the slide. On a Friday, we do breakfast and we have a massage in the afternoon, and we'll all go to the pub on Friday afternoon. None of that no more. So what do people buy into? Okay, so we've had a couple of combos on this, and it's a real grey area at the moment.
Yeah.
How it's gonna work is really early stages. Okay, so we're all getting used to working from home.
Yeah.
The new restrictions that are just coming in as of tonight, we're going to be in a lockdown, this partial lockdown for another 6 months.
Yes.
Where they're encouraging people to work from home again. So again, people aren't going to see the true value of your business. Okay, what you offer, culture. You know, businesses are built on culture. That's what retains people. It naturally got to be looked after and everything else. You can only look after people so much when they're remote. What can you do?
Yeah.
You know,
I guess from a company's perspective, and I just reflect on what we do here at Longhurst, I guess the content that you put out there, so from the website through to videos, through to, you know, feedback from not only clients, but even potentially people that work in your business, I guess that could be a way of promoting culture.
Well, yeah, great way. You know, again, I think this goes back to what we're talking about social bits for candidates. What makes you look attractive?
Yeah.
Same with the business. You know, our online presence. Let's face it, that's all we got to go on.
Yeah.
You know, so LinkedIn needs to be good. You know, Glassdoor, check your reviews. If you've got some bad reviews, answer them. Don't be afraid of Glassdoor. You know, for me, biggest bane of some of our companies' lives, that partners that we deal with. Disgruntled candidate, Glassdoor review, and they don't do anything. All of a sudden, they're down to a Glassdoor rating as a bad employer for 2 stars.
And so
Go back, answer it, address it.
Let's just touch on Glassdoor for a moment, because my experience with that is very, very limited. And so Glassdoor is basically where employees, past or present, can basically go on there and leave feedback about an employer. And is that anonymous?
It can be. And I've got to be honest, a lot of the bad stuff is anonymous.
Sure.
So I'm not, again, I'll probably get shot from in some circles, in other circles I might work with. I'm not a big fan. Okay. You know, there's always 2 sides to the story.
Of course.
Okay. And there's always going to be someone disgruntled or someone unhappy with a situation. That person's more likely to air that they're unhappy than they are that they're happy. All right. And rightly or wrongly, once it's out there, the employer has nowhere to go.
But,
okay,
but as you said, but can an employer leave a sort of comment after?
Yes. Yeah. And they can go back and try and overcome it. But again, they've still got to build that. I suppose a bit like your credit score on finance. Default on a payment, it takes you 6 months to build your credit rating back up again.
But I guess from an employer's perspective, an employer's just got to focus on making sure they breed great culture, right? So that actually, if there is a negative, then actually it will be a nominal amount compared to the positivity that's being had.
And again, I suppose it's that bit about making sure this is all up to date. Yeah. You know, so there's I suppose equal amount of harm on social to an employer as there is to a candidate looking at socials. Okay, it works both ways. So again, if they've got bad engagement, if an employer doesn't push his cultural bit to his staff to leave good reviews for them as well, they're not going to rise to the top. So again, it's about keeping on top of all formats of social for a business and for candidates. You know, it works both ways.
No, I love it. Okay, good. So a few bits and then we'll start sort of closing off. So Darren, fantastic, 3rd time lucky, here we are. Finally got something recorded, so appreciate it coming on. So we'll do some more promotion of Stafford Sharp. So are there specific candidates you're looking for at the moment, and if I'm a potential business, you know, why should they be potentially employing you guys as the recruitment arm?
If we look at, we'll address the business side first. Why should we use Stafford Sharp? I've got to be honest, because we're bloody good at what we do. I'll make no qualms about that. You know, our guys are passionate about digital or about tech. So, you know, I'll use Michael as an example. That boy should be working in Apple. There's not much that he doesn't know about an Apple platform that goes on. You know, he's one of those boys that goes and queues outside of Apple on a new release of a phone. He hasn't got anything else. He hasn't got anything else to do in his life, Chris. But you know, that's what he does. But he lives and breathes the techie bit. So he loves getting involved in the project. It's like anything. If my guys understand their arena, they're going to perform on it. So they're not just CV pushers. These guys want to know about your project. They can advise you what staff they need. They're going to give you budget requirements to help you go away and sign off on a new head. You know, they're there to help. So, you know, people that are looking to engage in us, we deal with some of the biggest brands in the UK. Next, Interflora, On the Beach. You go on, order a new shirt from Next. They're my designers on that project. You know, Interflora, Flowers, that whole econ team. They're our guys. We've been partnering Interflora now for 12 years. So it's nice we've seen them grow and go up. And it's also nice to get discount for the amount of trouble I'm in with the wife all the time, Chris. So that works really well. That works really well. But you know, tech, we love it. We like to get involved. We like to be part and parcel of it. You know, we know what we're doing. We'll save you time to marketplace. We know where to get our talent from. We engage with our talent regularly. That's the key, I suppose. We're not going out finding candidates cold. So to me, you want X, Y, and Z. I should know, or I will know, where I'm going to go and get that from, where my first calls are going to be.
Yeah.
And that's from our database, that's from our contacts. Yeah.
Okay.
We were talking earlier about our podcast and stuff like that, about engaging with our tech candidates. That's what we do. We engage with our candidates. That way we can fulfill our role. We know our marketplace.
And candidates, so obviously you've got job section on your website, and it's a website that I know is about to be updated. So look forward to seeing that. So for candidates out there, people that are sort of swimming around, potentially thinking about job change or looking for a job, there's a bunch of them clicking on it right now, and there's hundreds on there.
We've got a good mix across the whole of the UK.
Yeah.
So,
what's a Scrum Master? I'm just reading these off now. What is a
Scrum Master? It's not some bloke with his ears taped up, running around in short shorts on a Sunday. So Scrum Master runs agile processes. So he'll come in, he'll look at development teams or development squads, however you want to look at it, and he'll manage, put in the methodologies, and make sure they're working. It's called Scrum.
Nice.
Methodology, basically a methodology.
Cool. I mean, you know, one of my opening questions was, you know, how are companies and what's life like? You know, the reality is I'm scrolling down this website at the moment, and there must be at least 50 odd jobs on there across 2 pages. So that's optimistic, right?
It's good. Yeah, you know, we're moving in the right direction. You know, and there's, you know, it'll be nice to have. We probably would have had double that at peak times. Sure. But it's nice, and the good thing about the jobs that are on now, it's a strong demand. They're live jobs. You know, they're not maybe we're looking for in a couple of months. We need these now.
Good.
So the jobs that are on, if people are looking now, they need people. They're not just throwing a fishing line out there and hoping that they get something sooner rather than later. You know. Good.
So you're a business that specialises in tech, and you're based. For me, at the heart of technology, which is where our business is based as well. So the Innovation Centre at Silverstone Park, next to Silverstone F1 circuit. So this is like a pretty obvious question and answer, but why did you move to the heart of British motorsport?
Well, I'm Northamptonshire anyway. So I've always maintained a base in Northampton. So for me, the links to the Midlands and London are superb. All right, I can travel to London quicker than some people from South London can get to North London. All right, so I can get straight to North into London in half hour. I can get to Brum in 45 minutes. Yes. Superb. You know, from there, our Manchester bit, we've got a sub office up in Manchester on King Street. But again, I can jump off of in Northampton, go to Rugby. I can get up to Manchester, hour and a half. Milton Keynes, hour 45. You know, it kind of makes sense from a location perspective. So Silverstone, when we saw this bit, the bit that they were doing around the innovation and tech, made sense. You know, it's a nice inclusive environment, which is great. We've met some great people on our travels, which you'll probably agree as well. You know, it's a nice little community around here. So it gives the staff people, you know, when they go out at lunchtime. I like cars as well. So where else better to be?
Agreed. Right, Darren, last 2 questions, and then I'm going to let you go and do what you're best at. So, post-COVID, so it's 2021. Hopefully we've had our vaccinations. We are free to do whatever we want to do. What are you personally looking forward to doing the most?
Nice little holiday with the family. Nice holiday with the family. Trip over to Dubai. Dubai for me. Dubai for me. I can mix a little bit of business with pleasure, which is always good because we've got a few clients out there. So always nice to do a little bit, but most importantly, family like it over there. So a little bit of good quality family time.
Where do you want to go that you haven't been before? I always ask that to clients.
Now, Chris, I've got to be honest. I'm very lucky. I've been to a lot of places. So there's not anywhere that's on my list that I go, I've not been there. I really want to go there. You know, I'd love to go back to the Maldives again.
Yes.
Very special place. You know, honeymoon was out there and stuff like that. Most people say it's probably a bugbear for me, but it's not. But you know, honeymoon out there. We got to take the kids out on our sort of fifth anniversary as well. It was great. So yeah, I'll probably go back to the Maldives as a nice try, different island.
Nice, very good. Right, last question. So this
Is
question.
Is this the important one?
This is the most important question, and this
Okay.
question's come off me, decades of traveling the world and speaking to gurus in far-fetched Nepal and literally listening to
Swengalis, all of that lot.
honestly, all of that jazz. Right, I'm going to give it a drum roll. Darren from Stafford Sharp Associates. What is the king of crisps?
Oh my God, King of Chris. So I'm going to go for a what's it.
A what's it? A cheesy what's it?
Cheesy what's it. Has to be cheesy what's it. No, clear winner.
Ella Barrington said the same thing a few episodes ago. There's definitely a thing within the tech space for cheesy Watsits. I think I asked you this the first time we recorded it.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a cheesy Watsit in Dairy sandwich?
No, and I must admit,
have you had one since we did our first interview?
No, I still haven't brought myself around to doing that yet. I must admit. If you say
beers and then a cheesy Watsit sandwich.
Christ, I'd hate the people that looks like after a couple of beers as well. It could be anything.
They're a complete mess.
Could be, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Apologies, we've had to record this 3 times to get.
Hey, look, we got there.
But third time lucky. I think it's come out a treat. So for everyone listening to this, I'm going to be leaving links in the show notes so you guys can find their website, find their job spec page. From a candidate perspective, there's also an awesome download section which I'm clicking on right now, and there's a bunch of free content in there regarding stuff like CVs, interview techniques, standing out, stuff like that. So highly endorse that you go and check these guys out. And clearly they're based at Innovation Centre at Silverstone Park, so they're nice and easy to visit as well if you want to pop your head through the door, introduce yourself, and see whether or not you guys can help each other.
Perfect.
Darren,
Chris, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'll see you very soon.
See you soon. All the best.
Cheers.
Bye.
The Inside Silverstone podcast is produced by the team at Longhurst for the benefit of those with a passion for all things tech, engineering and innovation. For more information, please visit longhurst.co.uk/Inside Silverstone, whilst also remembering to give us a 5 out of 5 star rating on iTunes. Please note that neither Chris Broom or Longhurst work for Silverstone Park, Silverstone Circuit or Silverstone Technology Cluster.